All righty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a late, out of date, raw, live review. Jerry, what's happening there?
All good, WJ. I'm covered in sunburn, but despite my injuries, I'm here, WJ. For the fans, WJ.
You're here for the fans, Jerry.
I'm here for the fans, WJ.
So I'm seeing a split in the last two comments. Kenny saying they split up the Hurt Business, the faction that everybody loved. And underneath, I see Braun, the tank engine, choo-choo. He wrote, didn't care for Cedric or Shelton, though. So I'm kind of seeing it both ways myself, Jerry. Let me be the devil's advocate now. Jerry, we're going to start off with this there, folks. I watched some of them clips on YouTube there. Didn't watch the full show there, Jerry.
I don't blame you.
Gonna be giving some of them thoughts there. It's thoughts/review there, Jerry. I think that's how the majority of people watch it now, Jerry. Like, you watch pay-per-views, you watch clips on YouTube. I mean, who are we fooling at this point here, Jerry? Did you even watch the clips, Jerry? Or you're just going to give your thoughts on some of this stuff there?
I seen the Hurt Business break up. I seen the notorious Matt Riddle incident. And I seen bits and pieces, but not all of it. I have to be honest.
So basically, you've seen enough, Jerry.
I've seen enough.
Is there. You've seen enough there, So the Hurt Business breaks up. I'm going to play devil's advocate here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, guys, all right? I'm a bit on the fence on this one, Jerry. You know, I know the Hurt Business, some people are upset. You're one of those people, Jerry, that's upset that the Hurt Business broke up and stuff, and you're going to voice your opinion. Let me play devil's advocate here, Jerry, and say, now that Bobby has won the belt, and he's already going to be losing, let's say at Mania he gets beat, then it's just the Hurt Business back in the mid-card. There ain't really much place for this to go anymore. And I'm going to say, like, the Braun Strowman choo-choo guy, they're basically Alexander and what's-his-face there are pretty much just dead weight in this thing, you know? As long as you have Bobby with MVP, that's where the money's at, you know? They pretty much, instead of Cedric Alexander, it could have been Apollo Crews, let's say. You know what I mean? It's not like this group depended on Cedric Alexander or anything like this. Pretty much they used these guys. They formed the stable. Bobby Lashley wins the belt. And pretty much they don't really need these guys anymore. And here's something that, you know, people are saying they broke up the Hurt Business. That sucks because everybody loved the Hurt Business. But here's the problem with this, Jer, is that Bobby Lashley is supposed to be the heel, right? Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre, he's supposed to be the hero at WrestleMania. They want him to be the hero at WrestleMania. So if, you know, they don't want the Smarks ruining this match, okay? People are going to be in attendance. They don't want people cheering for Lashley and booing McIntyre because these fans are pretty fickle, like Daniel Bryan said, you know? So that's my thoughts on why they did this also, because people are loving Lashley. They're loving him as the champ. But McMahon wants you to hate Lashley. So by having Lashley do this, he's gonna get legit heat. Okay, we're gonna get to the Baron Corbin thing after there, but bringing in Corbin is gonna get people to hate Lashley, basically, there, just to ensure that the Smarks don't fucking cheer for Lashley and boo McIntyre. Sadly, that's what fans do now. Or fucking AEW fans or Smarks. They're gonna go to Mania. They're gonna boo fucking McIntyre, cheer for Lashley. They'll cheer for AEW just to be fucking dicks and petty fucks, you know? So I think this is a way to try to ensure that the fans are going to cheer McIntyre. You know, McIntyre won the belt. There wasn't any fans there. You know what I mean? So they want to make sure that he gets his cheers and that it doesn't get fucked up by the Smarks. And who better to get that heel heat than King Corbin? I'll get back to that after there. So what's your thoughts on the Hurt Business breaking up, Jerry?
Personally, for me, I think it was a silly mistake on their part. Now, the reason why I say this is because there's actually a better story that they could have for having the Hurt Business with them, okay? If you all remember the New Day were originally heels, okay? The New Day were originally booed. For whatever reason, people started cheering for them, and they ended up becoming so over, I'll put that in quotes, but they got over, sold a lot of merchandise, did very well. I honestly am disappointed because I don't see a reason why they should remove the Hurt Business but keep the New Day. Now, for future storylines, let's just say I was like that little turd over in wrestling. What you call that British show? Wrestle
Talk.
Right, that shitty channel, right? So let's just say I put my booking cap on and how I would do it. Personally, I think having Bobby, I would have had him in against McIntyre. I would have let the fans done. Now, I'm not all for fans like doing this weird shit or whatever, but what you could do is like a face heel swap, okay? A face heel swap where Drew McIntyre looks like the bad guy and Bobby Lashley looks like the good guy. Then on the next night on Raw, have Brock Lesnar come in the next night after Raw, and then you set up Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley's the face, Brock's always going to be the heel. Boom. Because if you have Bobby Lashley as a heel, and Brock isn't believable as a face, it's not going to come off great, But so that's my whole thing, like in a storyline standpoint. But this is the thing for me. I thought that the Hurt Business, honestly, yes, they were heels and we shouldn't cheer for them. But I actually enjoyed their promos. Sheldon Benjamin actually looked pretty good. I remember he actually flipped Bobby Roode over briefly when they turned there. But Sheldon Benjamin actually did some pretty good promos, like on a few Raws ago there. Now the other guy, I agree there, WJ, but I hit and miss with the other guy there, not gonna lie. But
so Sheldon, we all respect Shelton Benjamin because he's a good athlete and all this there, but how old is he? He's not young, him there.
I know he's no spring chicken, but I will say this, I would rather have him than some of the shit that we're seeing at the moment, to be fair, because with the Hurt Business, everyone would say, oh, Raw sucked, but universally everybody liked the Hurt Business. Now, I know that they were heels or whatever, but again, you could flip them. You could flip them and turn them into faces. You could set up a New Day where, you could turn New Day heel. Well, that would be interesting, like a heel New Day versus Hurt Business or whatever it might be. What MVP's doing with them is amazing, to be honest. So there's a lot of stories that you could do with the Hurt Business, and I just feel like it's a complete wasted opportunity. It reminds me somewhat, I wouldn't say the same level, but it reminds me somewhat of the Nexus, where they just cut it off just when it was getting good. You know what I mean? So just when it was getting good, they cut it off. And yes, like, I do understand what people are saying, that, oh, well, MVP and Bobby Lashley are the main core fabric of it, and I get that, but it's very rare now because there's, like, as I said with AEW, there's too many stables over in that company. Too many stables, and not one of them's good, WJ. And that's what I think is that with a Hurt Business, yes, it's still your standard stable, but people could actually buy merchandise of them. They were very popular among the African American community. They were very popular against casual fans. Even they were liked for the indie crew. And personally, I just honestly think that they cut them off too short. It was actually the only thing I enjoyed. I do tune in for sometimes Jeff Hardy whenever he shows up or whatever, but other than that, they were the guys that I generally did enjoy. But I just feel as if my whole thing is, why did they not cut the New Day off, but then they cut off the Hurt Business? Is it because was there some politicking going on? Maybe the New Day are a bit nervous there that, maybe the Hurt Business are going to become more, because they were over,
It's because the New Day sells a lot of merch, right? They might not sell as much now, which is why Big E split there. But
that's what I honestly think, because they're eventually going to bring the New Day together again at some point. Once they've done their little fakery kind of Big E's the next big thing type thing. Once that wears off, then they'll bring the New Day back in. But there was plenty of things that they could do with the Hurt Business. And I don't know. I was just a little bit disappointed. I'm not like super raging. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like really angry about it. Like, I'm like, I wouldn't say I would be like that with that, but I'm just sad that they cut off something that was going well and like future storylines. Because if you remember, like with the Shield, the Shield was a slow build. I remember when the Shield started, people were kind of like, who are those guys? Like, if you remember, and then you gave them time and they eventually got over, so I honestly just feel that the Hurt Business it got cut way too short. I think you could have eventually broke them up. I agree. Absolutely.
Maybe they'll form another group after with somebody else there, but
hopefully, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I think unless they have like MVP being the Paul Heyman, the Bobby Lashley, and maybe Paul Heyman and Brock at some point. But then at the same time,
that's gonna still keep going on. MVP is still gonna be Bobby's manager. So,
well, this is the thing though. If Bobby's gonna lose, then he's gonna blame MVP, and then he's gonna turn on him as well. That's my only problem. Like, I hope they don't do that.
Well, and if they do that, then they're taking away Bobby's manager as mouthpiece, right? So that would be destructive there. But as far as I know, MVP is still his manager, at least for now. But I thought like the segment itself was good. Like,
I agree. This segment,
when Shelton stood up for himself and got in his face, that was good there. And the little brawling that took place was good. So it made Shelton look like he was, a tough guy or fucking fighting back, standing up for himself or whatever. And then we had the match between Bobby and Shelton, and Bobby took him out, Jerry, with the Hurt Lock there. So you still got Bobby and MVP, and it's still called the Hurt Lock there. And he took him out like yesterday's garbage, Jerry. I mean. There you go. There.
No, I
There you go. Go back to catering where you belong there. It is what it is.
It's what it is.
And then we had Drew McIntyre in the back. I don't know if you've seen this, Jerry. He went into a locker room in the back. Everybody was social distancing in the back there. And it was Drew McIntyre pissed off. He was yelling,
Was he looking for Kelly, WJ? Kelly!
Oh,
I love you, Kelly!
Who's going to step up? Step up now! And he was getting in everybody's face. He got into Braun Strowman's face. You should be a 5-time champion by now. What are you doing, Braun? And then Braun got up. When I'm done dealing with Shane McMahon, I'll be the first one to see you. If you beat Bobby. And then he's like, who's going to step up? So basically, Braun didn't fucking fight him. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I'll take care of Shane and we'll fight later on. And then he threw a couple of unknown Hispanics around the room or whatever. There,
Unknown
couple of Spanish guys were thrown around. Then he got into Ricochet's face or whatever. He got into a few people's face, threw a couple Spanish guys around. He got into Ricochet's face, and Ricochet, I respect you. If you want a match, if you're looking for a fight, you know I can give it to you. He's like a quarter of his size, you know? He goes down to like here, for fuck's sake. There, come on, there. Like McIntyre's a nice guy or whatever, you know, he's being generous with him, you know what I mean? He's about this tall. I respect you. And then he left or whatever. So that's how the shit ended. He was in the back throwing everybody around. And then it was face to face with Ricochet there, and Ricochet, I'll fight you. So God. Then this led to a match, McIntyre versus Ricochet. And like I said, back in the day, a man like McIntyre, 2-time world champ now, a big fucking guy, you know what I mean? A guy like Ricochet would have been squashed in fucking 5 seconds, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But McIntyre let him look strong, you know, in this match. They were pretending there that, it didn't look like if McIntyre was in a dangerous point to getting beat or anything there, but they let Ricochet get some of his goofy offense in. And at some point, fucking McIntyre just kicked him there, 1, 2, 3, and it was done. So basically, they were generous with Ricochet there. So for the nerds online who pretend to care about Ricochet or whatever, you're upset that Ricochet's in catering there. He had a match against Will Ospreay. They did lots of flips. He was a part of Lucha Underground. Oh, please, don't mistreat Ricochet. He's 115 pounds. I love him. He was in Lucha Underground. I never actually watched it. I just heard it was a smarky thing to enjoy. Please, give me Ricochet there. So for you fake fucks or whatever... and like a few people wrote in the chat, this guy was fucking fingering his ass in the video there. Did they want to put the belt on this little fruitcake there, Jer? I mean, come on.
Yeah, man, he is such an actual overhyped job. I seen him before, and I remember I was talking to someone and they were like, "Man, you should have seen him in NXT, Jerry." And I'm like, it's like every time, like, you know, for all of these indie people that fucking bash the shit out of NXT, they certainly like to refer back to NXT quite a lot. It's like, you know, I've seen the guy can't even talk. Like Ricochet can't. He sounds like, he just sounds like he's got marbles in his mouth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just, like, he hasn't got a look. He hasn't got any, like,
marbles in his mouth and a finger in his own ass. Like, I'm sorry. The guy might be athletic there, but, like, once you stick your finger in your ass and put that on video, I think bringing down the push was justified there. Like, the McMahon pushes him. He pushed him, even though he's a fucking midget and a half. He fucking pushed him. Then he gets caught with his finger in his own ass. Like, who do you blame for this? Is it McMahon's fault that this happened? Like, come on.
And it's like,
right?
You know,
Lars Sullivan, you know, we should hate Lars Sullivan because of the gay stuff he did on camera or whatever. But Ricochet fingering his own ass, that's okay. Push him anyway. Why? Because he was in the Indies. Give me a fucking break there. Fuck. But, like, maybe one day they'll push him more once people forget the ass. But how do you forget that? Like,
well, the thing is with Ricochet and just like all the rest of these wrestlers, they all like look the same and they all dive outside the ring. I think honestly, like they should stop the diving out of the ring. Every single match, it's hold, push, push. Oh, there he goes over the ring. And then everyone's like, what a maneuver! Like, or, you know, like, oh my God, look at that impact. It's like, you know, it's the same thing over and over again. They're all like just jumping off the rope constantly, and it's getting really, really boring. There's no proper in-ring work. Like, there's no proper ring psychology, if you want to say that. And that's my problem with Ricochet, is that he has the personality of a plank wood, and he flips around like Cristiano Ronaldo when somebody fucking tries to go for the footballer and is diving and everything. It just looks cheap. And like I remember I watched this NXT thing, and it, you know, I remember it was what you call Velveteen Dream, is that right? The Velveteen Dream. And Ricochet's like, why don't you come towards me, Ricochet? And all he does is he flips over the ring, does a backflip, and then lands in the ramp. And all these people are on their face like, absolutely amazing. I'm like, these people do that every week. Why are people applauding that? You know, like, and it's like, oh man, they're so underutilized on Raw. It's like, yeah, because people aren't interested in them. If you went up to some casual fan and said, yo, do you know who Ricochet is? They'll probably think he was a Formula One driver. They wouldn't know.
You're talking about a pinball machine.
Ricochet? I've never heard of that video game. Is that on the PlayStation 5 there, Jerry? It's like, you know, like nobody knows who these people are. You know what I mean? There's no one with character, and you know, with Ricochet especially, like, yes, like there's a few moves that he can do, which, you know, is cool, you know, if you're into that thing, but like, you know, the thing is, when some of these high flyers like Eddie Guerrero, they didn't rely on that. They had like good build up, they had good wrestling, like they covered the basics in the ring, like covering the basics, wearing them down, suplexes. Like, when was the last time you seen a bow and arrow? Never. You never see a bow and arrow anymore. You never see any proper slams, any proper suplexes. Like, the term wrestling is done now. Like how can anyone call this wrestling? It's not wrestling anymore. It's flipping. That's all it is. They should change it to flipping, WJ, because it's flipping awful what they're doing. And quite frankly, like, Ricochet, I think, is an overhyped job. Personally, you know, he's just a cheap version of Jeff Hardy. A lot of these guys are cheap versions of Jeff Hardy. You know, Jeff Hardy actually had character. Eddie Guerrero had character. These people are just absolutely ridiculous. I agree, Player Guam. Dude, I missed the bow and arrow and the body slam. Exactly. Like, some of these wrestlers didn't cover the basics. Same as Kenny Omega when he trialed with WWE. A lot of people said to Kenny Omega, here, mate, you should cover all the basics, Kenny. Oh, why should I do that? I don't need to do that. It's like, yeah, cover the basics. You know, if you're doing boxing or if you're doing whatever, I'm not saying it's a sport, WJ, but if you're covering anything, you got to cover the basics first before you do anything. Whenever you're just diving off the rope, there's no impact. And when everyone's just jumping, everyone's just doing this, WJ, and it's annoying. That's why I can't watch Raw. Put the storylines aside. And that's my problem with AEW as well. It's just these constant jumping and flipping. Just constant jumping and flipping, mate. I had to kind of go off there. I think I went on a tangent there, but carry on there, WJ.
The next match we had, well, after he beat Ricochet, Ali attacks him. Ali attacks McIntyre from behind. And then he goes to the outside of the ring, and McIntyre starts screaming at him there. You want an opportunity? Well, fight me! Fight me out there! And then Ali comes in, and McIntyre was fucking steamrolling him, Jerry, tossing him in the air there. Fucking German suplex. It looked like he fucking threw him like 20 feet in the air a couple times there, and pretty much wiped the floor with little Ali there. And then McIntyre gets on the mic and he challenges Lashley, come out. Don't listen to what MVP is saying. Just come out, blah, blah, blah. Then Bobby appears at the ramp. And then King Corbin, Jerry, came out and attacked attacked McIntyre from behind. McIntyre goes to hit him with the kick. And Corbin reversed it with a nice looking deep six or whatever there. Matt hit him with the deep six. Then Bobby comes in and puts him in the Hoyt lock or whatever. And he gave it to him like 3 times, the Hurt lock. So I don't know if they're going to be hanging out there, Corbin and Bobby and MVP together until Mania is done. I don't know if it's going to be a stable, the 3 of them, probably not. Like I said, I guess Corbin is there to put heat on Bobby just to ensure that Bobby gets the boos and that, McIntyre can be the hero at Mania. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what's your thoughts on, I can also understand, 2 weeks before Mania, they disband the Hurt Business and they randomly bring Corbin out of nowhere. You know what I mean? With no reason for it. But so, storyline wise, it looks dumb. Just random Corbin out of nowhere a week before Mania or whatever. But I think I understand why they're doing it. Because people are praising Bobby online and they want to make sure he gets booed there. But what's your thoughts, Jerry, on Corbin just randomly showing up for whatever the fuck reason there? Tell him, Jerry.
I can understand why they're doing it, to get boos and stuff, but, the thing is, I know even if they have Bobby Lashley killing puppies and doing all sorts, people are still going to probably cheer for him when it comes to him facing, McIntyre. When it comes to McIntyre as well, it's almost as if they wanted Bobby Lashley to be a face to a certain degree, because with McIntyre, it looks like he was doing sort of heelish things, shouting at people in the crowd or whatever, fight me! I'm fighting you for Kelly. By the way, anyone wants to type in Drew McIntyre, Kelly, you'll have a laugh. There's a scene where he's running down. He's like, Kelly, I love you. It's hilarious. It was on SmackDown. But with Corbin, it makes sense to a certain degree where they have, Baron the Board and Corbin in there, like getting the hate for Lashley. So I understand what they're gonna do. I completely understand. Yeah. It's just that I just hope it's not a stable because, is he still King Corbin? Didn't he win it? Is he still King Corbin?
It's King Corbin, Jerry. Me personally, they're the lone wolf, Baron Corbin. I didn't like it, but I like Baron Corbin now, Jerry. I think he's a good heel. He's funny, a good promo guy. He knows how to get the heat or whatever. You know what I mean?
Thank God he cut his hair though, because remember he was like balding and
so it didn't look good, and he wasn't really like they were trying to present him as a big man wrestler, but he wasn't really like muscular, right? He didn't have the physique.
Like he was skinny fat. Well, not skinny fat, but he was
a little bit, right? If he would have had steroids, if he could have taken roids like back in the day, not that I want to say they should take steroids, but
they should.
If he would have taken roids like the wrestlers all did before, he could have been big, they're muscular and stuff,
I say give him some TRT there and a few needles and it'll be grand, lovely child.
But I like Constable Corbin, and when he won, when he became King Corbin, I thought it was funny in a goofy way. I've always liked the heels more, me there,
Mm-hmm.
So I like Corbin. I like that the indie fans hate his guts and the Smarks hate his guts because he trashes the indies online and they act like big pussies about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Love King Corbin, Jerry, but that's a different story for a different day there, Jerry.
What's next, RWJ? What's the other one there?
Well, we had Riddle on the scooter talking with Titus O'Neil. I heard you're doing a roast, bro. No, I'm the host with Hulk Hogan, the racist guy. Oh, shit, bro.
Did he actually say that?
No.
I'm going to get the ratings, WJ.
I'm going to co-host with the guy that yells that he hates my race. I'm going to be his co-host, which won't be awkward. And then he was like, Titus O'Neil walks away from him or whatever. And then he was riding the scooter and then Sheamus just appeared and fucking gave him a big shoulder check into like a big box thing there. And then they had a match and Sheamus defeated Riddle, Jerry.
Hallelujah.
The title wasn't on the line there, and now they're fighting at Mania. So, I like to see Sheamus get a win there. Sheamus, multi-time world champ. When he came back with the Mohawk and the League of fucking Nations, it was bad stuff like this, but like they could do good stuff with Sheamus, at least upper middle card shit, at least there, you know what I mean? So
yeah, they need to keep him away from tag team divisions now because he served his time with tag teams,
but they did have a damn good team. Him and Cesaro, I thought they were good as a team there, but yeah, they need to be separate for sure there.
Mm-hmm. I seen the Rollins thing as well, by the way. I just remembered I did see that.
There was, after this, it was the Riddle and Asuka segment there. I know you got a video that you recorded about this stuff there, Jer, but
yeah.
Basically there, Riddle was in the back with the scooter. He's like, yeah, bro, I got beat up by Sheamus, but I got a match I got a match against him at Mania, bro. You think they like scooters in Japan? And then he forgot his line, apparently. And he just completely dropped character. He's like, bro, they like scooters in Japan. Oh, I forgot my line. I forgot what I was saying. Then he just walks away like that was
But
like part of me is like, did he really forget his line? Was it fake? Is it part of the stoner gimmick? But the way that he completely dropped the character and just walked away awkwardly, it's obvious that he fucked it up there.
oh yeah, definitely. Like there was people and like look, I went on this massive rant on a video that I recorded earlier, but I'll just upload it tomorrow there. But all I gotta say is it is the most fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Matt Riddle, like there's people saying, oh, it's part of his character. He dropped character, you fucking idiots. He actually dropped character. He made Asuka look like an idiot. Asuka's sitting there like, oh, what do I do? You know, put her in a very bad position. Very unprofessional. You know what? People like to make this argument. Oh, but it's part of his character, Jerry. That's part of who he is. No, he dropped character completely. You know, if he said it in his character voice, then I mean it would be terrible. But at least you could get away with that. But he completely broke kayfabe, and I know kayfabe's been bashed more times than anything. But we have to keep some type of fucking storyline based on WWE, and Riddle just completely shit all over it by dropping character. He's not great in the ring. I think he's an idiot. I think he looks like a moron. He was never good in NXT. People just seem to fake believe he was great in NXT. He was awful. He has a terrible look. He can't cut a promo, and I love the fact, WJ, that I know you're not a Goldberg guy, but I love the fact Matt Riddle was saying that Goldberg is unprofessional and that he hates The Undertaker. Even though Matt Riddle does something like this, it's inexcusable for me. I think it's completely inexcusable. He put Asuka in a very what's the term? Very vicarious position, should I say? Put her in a position that, you know, because if you've seen her here, WJ, she's sitting like this here. Have you seen it? She's like sitting there. She doesn't know what to do and stuff. And you know, let's be honest, English isn't her first language, so she's already confused as it is. So I felt sorry for her. You know, like I know some people might not like her, and you know, sometimes it can be annoying sometimes. But I felt sorry for her because this unprofessional fuck did that. Now I go into more detail. I even read some comments on Facebook, WJ. And talk some shit about some of these fans that were defending him. So I've edited that already today, and that'll be up tomorrow. But just to give you a little taste, a little sampler, there was a guy who turned around and said, "Oh, he's just having a laugh. He's just having some fun." He dropped character, you idiot. He completely dropped character. And you know, some people say, "Oh, Vince is gonna love it. Vince is gonna hate it." Vince has fired people for less doing that live on TV. Vince is notorious where if everything doesn't go to plan, he punishes you. And it won't surprise me if he finds Matt Riddle and punishes him and strips the championship away. And I hope he does. And I hope they bury him. And I hope they fire him on the spot because he's a fucked up WJ.
So after that shitty thing, Sheamus might win there, but
yeah,
probably not. But
I think honestly, I think Sheamus is going to win. I think Vince is going to be absolutely livid at that because, you got to know Vince's track record. He's punished people for far less than that. He's punished people for far less, and for chair shots, for example, he fined them and stuff. But doing that live on TV, it's not even the fact, WJ, that. It's not even my issue is it's not the fact that he messed up because everybody messes up on air. I've messed up live on air. I'm sure you have as well. We've all messed up live on air. But what we do is we recover from it and do improv and swing it And that's what being a part of, whether people like to believe it or not, that's part of being a wrestler. Acting is part of being a wrestler, is to act and think on the spot. Like, let's just say you mess up the line. Like, for example, Randy Orton, exact same thing. He messed up his line. But do you know what he said? He went, "Oh, live TV is awesome," and made it into a joke. He recovered from it. But what Matt Riddle did was he dropped character and went off on a scooter and left us just standing there, completely unprofessional. Now I'm not gonna say too much, WJ, but I just start screaming at the camera in my last video, so I'll post that up tomorrow for some of you folks there. And I know what'd you call it, the Jewish Smart Buster, whatever, was mentioned about the Dave Meltzer list. I'll just upload that as well tomorrow as well there. So plenty of videos on the Juggernauts there, WJ.
Then we had Shane McMahon in the ring with the guy who plays guitar. I forget his name there.
Oh yeah, him. I know who you mean.
Him there. And Jackson Riker, formerly known as Gunner from TNA there. So Shane was doing the stupid stuff with Braun Strowman or whatever. Oh, we got his report card. And Elias, yeah, there we go. It was Shane, Elias, and Jackson Riker. It's pretty much Shane just talking. We found his report card. He had D's in school. He's dumb or whatever. And this was pretty much a shitty segment there. Like, the storyline with this is like that Shane is saying that Braun is dumb and he's a big meathead or whatever. It's like the big guy, stupid guy, like stereotype, you know what I mean? Like, I get that it's like the stereotype, big man, tiny brain kind of deal, but it's like there's like fucking zero effort in this story. And it's going to be a cage match. So a couple of goofy things there. Braun is stupid. You're stupid, Braun. We're going to have a cage match, Shane. It's like, it seems like a cage match doesn't make much sense for this fucking throwaway shit there, but
why are they
I guess it's okay for a fucking mid-card thing. It's not like it's a big main event. It's not like Shane versus The Undertaker or something there, but still, it's like there's no fucking effort at all. Like, what were you going to say?
Well, it's like, you know, there's a gajillion different matches. I'd rather have Triple H than this Braun Strowman.
Why not Triple H versus Shane? When are we going to see this? For the power struggle of the company, for example, there.
Like, there's a like that storyline just writes for itself. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I mention about the Hurt Business. Some of these stories just write for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you got Triple H, Shane McMahon. You know, you got to look at the whole notorious Sting versus Undertaker. That could have written itself. They could have easily done that, but I don't know what it is with WWE, and like they've got like these marquee, like, you know, class matches that people want to see, but they just, I don't know, they just forget it. That's why I have a problem with some of these writers, is that it's so easily done that they could do these matches, but they just drop the ball completely on it, and it's just, oh fuck, I don't know, man.
So Strowman squashes Jackson Riker. Shane and Elias jump in the ring. They start attacking Strowman. He just shoves him away, and they both escape or whatever. And then Braun yells, "You said I could pick the stipulation. It's a cage, Shane. A steel cage that's going to keep your goons out." Every time you have a cage match, they always make their way in. They can just go in the door or through the top or whatever there. But We're going to have a steel cage match, Shane. It's going to take away your goons from getting involved. Like, obviously, they're going to be involved throughout the entire match because storyline wise, reality wise, Braun would beat up Shane in 2 seconds, right? So obviously the other two are going to be involved in this up the fucking yin yang there, but I don't think this storyline deserves a steel cage there, but Shane needs a match for Mania, I guess, and they just thought of this at the last second. I don't know how long it's been planned there. I'm not Dave Meltzer that's going to speculate on this stuff, Jerry. But like, it's okay to have a steel cage, I guess, if they want. It gives a stipulation match, but like the storyline is pretty cheap leading up to it there. But we had The Miz and Morrison, the music video to like mock the Bad Bunny, like the Bad Bunny. It's like Spanish music. I've never watched any of his videos of Bad Bunny, so
you're not hip with the kids, WJ. You're not hip with them, WJ.
Maybe it would have been funny had I have seen some of his music before watching this or something, but like I watched about a minute of this and I had to fucking skip through most of the shit just to get to the end because it was fucking bad. Like, I understand they were making fun of the other guy, but like this was pretty fucking hard to watch there. Charles the Ringmaster Ringy. Oh God, this was so cringe. Yes, it was there. It was pretty bad there. And then the Bad Bunny came out with that tall guy, Priest or whatever. I forget his first name there. Priest moves to the side, and then Miz finally gets his chance to attack the Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny punched Miz in the face, and then Morrison was holding him back. So the Bad Bunny got a shot in on the Miz. Probably Bad Bunny's going to beat the Miz at Mania. Is that what they're going to do or whatever? Are they going to have him beat the Miz because he's supposed to be a star? Or I guess the Miz could take a loss and it wouldn't really affect him either way there because he can just,
Well, I think your man Bad Bunny's gonna leave, so I think it would be silly, like
it would be silly for Miz to lose there against a non-wrestler, but he's the kind of guy that can lose, and maybe that's part of the contract that this midget guy gets to pretend he's tough at Mania and they make him win, or because the other guy gets involved, the tall guy, and then Miz fights this guy afterwards, the tall guy, Priest there.
I tell you what,
Priest.
I tell you what, WJ. I'd rather have Bad Bunny on here than Logan Paul. We'll just leave it at that. Like, if you think that, I don't know if you knew this, WJ, but since I made that video on Logan Paul, I had some fucking weirdo young fan DMing me, and they're like, "How can you say Logan Paul's bad? Bad Bunny is worse." So, like, he thought because I was bashing Logan Paul, I like Bad Bunny. The only Bunny I like.
Fans, a lot of them always come at people with these dumb contradiction, like, "Oh, you don't like Logan Paul? What about Bad Bunny?" Well, like, Bad Bunny doesn't relate to the Logan Paul thing there, and like you said, it's not like you're praising the Bunny and bashing Paul. And even if you were, it still wouldn't be a contradiction there. But
yeah, These Logang fans are quite they're quite mental. So half of them, like, I'm not gonna lie, like these Logang kind of fans.
Well, it's all dumb teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I think the Miz and this Bad Bunny stuff, it's a bunch of goofy shit. I guess this Bad Bunny, maybe he's promoting them on his Twitter. I don't know what he's doing to help out there, but I highly doubt that whatever he's doing is going to bring a bunch of new viewers to the product, because, you know, it's not like Raw ratings are going up with this guy there.
The thing is, like, you know what? Also, the reason, then this is sad. Your man Bad Bunny ended up with more merchandise sales than the entire roster, which is just fucking sad. Like Jesus, like the Bad Bunny guy gets more merchandise sales than some of these wrestlers, which is truly awful. Like, and I have a funny feeling that after Logan Paul comes in, they're going to bring in a lot of uninteresting YouTubers, I think, to WWE, and they're going to profit off of the boxing craze. So they're going to have professional wrestling version of YouTube, if that makes sense. And quite frankly, if you want anyone to face Logan, you only got to look at me, Vince. I'm in better shape than ever. I've been boxing. Put me in, Vinnie Mac. I'll get the ratings up.
It's time for the YWC boxing wars, Jerry. Let's get some fucking pay-per-views on the internet going, Jerry. Fuck.
Me and you in a tag team, WJ versus Jake and Logan. That's money right there.
Little boxing match against Wrestling Otaku, Jerry. No super kicks allowed there, Otaku. How we got that leg up that high, I'll never know, Jerry. But
it's that work rate, WJ. That's what it is. Like.
It's the work rate, Jerry. But we also had Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. They each did backstage promos. So Orton pretty much like, I know what I have to do now. The Fiend is an abomination of hell, and I could do a way better impression of Orton, Jerry. I'm not really trying to do the impression there, but he's an abomination from hell, and I gotta dig deep to beat this guy. I have to go deep in the depths of hell to beat him, and he pretty much like to explain a way that he got beat by a woman or whatever. He's like, I lost my match against Alexa and it was just a trap. So pretty much I didn't really, he didn't say it, but it's like, I didn't really lose to a woman. It was just a trap. And the way he does it with his fingers, meaning it's not really a real match that took place there. But he's going to go deep down to hell, and he's going to play dirty to beat this guy or whatever there. And then Alexa Bliss, she was doing her promo, and she said pretty much like at WrestleMania, the legend killer dies, and then the camera panned to the side, and the Fiend was there with his goofy fucking outfit or whatever there. And that was pretty much it. So the Fiend in his goofy burnt outfit. Maybe next week they have some type of face-to-face, or Orton is going to come out dressed like the devil or something. I'm going to hell, boys, so I can beat this guy. And so what's your thoughts on this whole Orton and Fiend business, Jared?
Please tell me they're not making him wear that silly outfit. Like, are they actually making him wear that at WrestleMania? I'd rather have like the old outfit, because at least it looks presentable. The other one looks like a cracked out Wookiee. You know, he looks like a cracked out Wookiee. It looks horrendous. Like that whole outfit and everything and the burnt face, it just looks really, really awful. Like the way they presented that. Oh god, oh Jesus Christ. Like, you know, this is the thing again with WWE. You got someone with a certain look that you wanted Mania, and then now they're going for the burnt face look, and it's just, you know, like, did they have Undertaker when he was burnt? Like, you know, did they do any? No, they didn't. You know what I mean? And they've got the I was saying there, WJ, they're gonna present him as a cracked out Wookiee now, apparently. And honestly, at this point, I don't know what to do. Like, I think hopefully they move on from this Orton shit, move Randy Orton, move on to something else, and just let Alexa Bliss go for the fucking women's title or whatever. That's what I think. Like, you know, because at this point, I couldn't give less of a shit anymore, WJ.
And then we had, speaking of not giving a shit, we had a contract signing between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Jerry, I know you've been on the edge of your seat for Rhea Ripley, Jerry. You're a big fan there.
I love the big veins and everything, WJ.
You love her manly look, Jerry. You know, Jerry, if you could be half as built as Rhea Ripley, you'd be in good shape in the gym, Jerry. If you'd be half as big as she is.
I have a picture in my shed, WJ, and whenever I work out,
just replace the Arnold pics in the gym with Rhea Ripley, Jerry.
That's it right there. Like that's what it's all about. Like, you know, have a picture of her.
She was cutting the promo with her very thick accent there, Jerry.
I forget how she talks. I completely forget how she talks.
Well, it's some kind of very thick accent. I don't remember exactly.
Big Adam's apple there, WJ. Is that what you're saying? Big thick accent.
She's talking to the Adam guy or whatever, and she says, "You mean current Raw Women's Champion," meaning that she's gonna lose the belt or something. Like, and then Asuka did like a sarcastic laugh about it, like if she was mocking the cheap joke of Rhea Ripley. And she made me laugh a little with this, Asuka. Rhea Ripley, "Oh, you mean current Raw Women's Champion?" And the other one, "Oh, with the face, like meaning your joke was shit." She's like, or something there. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but the fake laugh about it and her face what made me. I legit laughed at Asuka, Jared. And she goes to say you're not ready for, like, pretty much Asuka said, you know, you're overconfident, you're full of shit, basically. You haven't earned your confidence, which is true, you know what I mean? And then she goes to say you're not ready for Asuka. And then Ripley flips over the table. Asuka, it looks like she got the table hard enough in the head there. I'm sure she didn't get hurt there, but it looked like that was well done, flipping the table in her head or whatever. And then Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax came out, and Ripley was talking to them, and I don't know what happened after this. There was a match between Naomi and Shayna Baszler, and I didn't watch it, Jer. I mean, I'm not sure there. Maybe I missed the match of the century there. That's one of my biggest regrets, not looking at this Naomi match against Rhea Ripley there.
Was that the main event?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not going in order there. I'm going pretty much in order of the clips I watched there, and pretty much the more important stuff has already been discussed there, Jerry. And then we had AJ Styles and the New Day. They were playing what is called, I think, charades there. So they were drawing shit. They were drawing stuff, and
Oh my god.
they each had to guess. So AJ was drawing, and the big guy wasn't guessing anything, right? Like AJ, he sometimes he can pull off this goofy stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes AJ can pull it off. This goofy shit. Like I didn't hate the segment, but at the same time, it's like you don't really need to do this goofy garbage. You know what I mean? Like AJ Styles draws the sun, and the other guy didn't guess, right? Basically, what they did here, like they're doing a goofy segment, but it was done on purpose. Okay, the shit was cringy, it was bad. But then it leads to the big guy getting pissed off at the end. The big guy's like, enough games! We do not have to play games! This big fucking giant guy there, he got serious, you know what I mean? So they're playing games, it's goofy, cringy shit. But then it cuts to like the big guy getting serious, you know what I mean? So it creates something there. You understand? You go from goofy to the big guy getting serious. It creates some type of effect. Sadly, you wait 15 minutes with bullshit to get to that effect. But that's the reason why they did it, because then the big guy gets pissed off. You know what I mean? Enough with the games. We don't need to play games. We just got to beat these guys at WrestleMania. And then it cuts to a match, AJ Styles versus Xavier Woods. So the match ends in DQ pretty much because the big guy got involved. Kofi Kingston got involved. The big guy picks him up in the gorilla press or military press and just fucking threw him off camera. And then he hit a nice finish, the big guy. Like, AJ grabs him. He's like, you want to be a champion? Well, let's do this. You understand what I mean? AJ was goofy, but then they got real with it. You understand what I mean, Jer? He grabs him. You want to be champion? Then let's do this. And then he's like, pick him up, or AJ picks him up. And then he's like, do it. And then the big guy places himself. He tosses him. And then he nailed him with a big power bomb-like maneuver. He just grabbed him on each side of like the stomach rib area there. Just picked him fucking way up high in the air and like a big power bomb kind of maneuver. You know what I mean? Almost like a choke slam, but just grabbed him by the sides of his body, picks him up way high into the air, like the crotch is like up here kind of deal. And he just fucking slams him, you know what I mean? Like with a lot of fucking air in this fucking slam, you know? So the move looked impressive.
Was it like a razor's edge, but he was grabbing the stomach, but a mix between the choke? I need to watch. I need to see it, actually.
It wasn't there. He didn't flip him in the air. He basically just picked him up like this, straight up into the air, and it turns into like a power bomb. You know what I mean? But not a power bomb with a flip. Just straight up pick him up off the ground, pick him up really high in the air, and slam, you know, like a big fucking slam. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the move was pretty impressive. Just saying there. Like,
yeah.
But, like, of course, the goofy shit, playing charades, it's goofy, it's dumb, it's it's cringy, but it was done like that on purpose because then they get serious with it and he presents this big finishing move and all of that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's about it. Somebody wrote the next Kali, maybe, but maybe better than Kali. We have to give him a chance to see there, but he's probably green. The guy, he probably can't wrestle that well, right?
He wasn't on NXT before, as far as I'm aware. Is that right?
I never seen him.
No, I never. Like, I kind of like that. See, I think they need to start doing that. Just debut people that aren't on NXT. Like, like just train them behind the scenes a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see why every single person, like, that's a big problem. Why every single person, like, in NXT goes over there and then it's like, it's this hype job type deal every
But
time.
like a guy like this, there, like honestly, this guy's fucking big, man. He's fucking huge. Fucking huge. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, the guy can't wrestle that well. I'd rather see Ricochet with work rate. Like, this guy's fucking big. Obviously, he's not gonna be like fucking doing moonsaults. He's not gonna be a great technical wrestler. He's not going to wrestle like Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit, obviously, or Kurt Angle. There, he's a special attraction. That's what he's going to be. You know what I mean? And he's fucking big. He's fucking huge. This guy, like a big motherfucker.
I've seen a lot of people saying that he's going to be like that. He's going to fill the void of like Kevin Nash. Where he's gonna be in like stables.
That's because Kevin Nash was the bodyguard of Michaels. Because he's the bodyguard of AJ. People do the comparison, whatever. I'm fucking French. They're gonna compare the two, Jerry, because of that. But he's not Kevin Nash. He's a different guy. Kevin Nash was a white guy there. In case people didn't notice, there. The white guy called Diesel. He was his own person. He cut his promos. He was his own individual human being. Just because this guy's currently a bodyguard don't mean he's Kevin Nash. Like Wardlow with MJF. Are we calling Wardlow a Kevin Nash wannabe or whatever there? This is a huge giant black guy, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't see Kevin Nash. I see a new big giant motherfucker. Is he going to be a flop? Kind of like Great Khali. It's possible. Obviously, he's not going to be fucking an athletic guy, but like, wrestling has always had its big fucking men, big freaks. You know what I mean? Back when you had fucking Earthquake and One Man Gang and big fucks like this, people weren't saying, oh, how come they don't do backflip? How come Earthquake don't have the work rate? You know what I mean? When Earthquake was there, he would beat up Hogan. The fans would pay money to watch him fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with Giant Gonzalez. He was a big fucking guy. Was he a great wrestler? No. But people paid big money to see Gonzalez against The Undertaker and shit like this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with this guy. He's one day this big guy is going to be ready for a match. And when he does, Drew McIntyre, who's going to come out and fight me? And then this big fucking giant guy is going to come out, right? And he's going to get in McIntyre's face. And then when that happens, the crowd's going to be like, oh, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then McIntyre's going to kick his fucking ass. Jerry, and or maybe they let this giant guy win the belt. Great Khali won the secondary world title, right? But You know, maybe this guy is going to win a belt, who fucking knows, but like, when this guy shows up to fight for the world title the first time, it's going to be something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And after that, not so much. After that, maybe he becomes a big popular guy. Who knows there? But I doubt it there, but you never know. But maybe he comes out, he has a few matches for a few years. Eventually, it gets old or something. People call him the next Kali or whatever. But he's a big motherfucking guy, and at some point, this guy's gonna wrestle. He's gonna main event for the belt. He's gonna lose there, but he's a big fucking guy. You know what I mean, Jer?
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
you need stuff like that in wrestling. There's room for midgets too. All right, there's a lot of midgets on the show. Let the regular fans have fun. They're a giant fucking 7 feet. I don't know how tall he is, but he's a fucking giant. All right, let the fans have fun with seeing giant skyscraper guys against other big fucking guys there. Let us have a big match between heavyweights for once there. It doesn't have to be about 5-star match every fucking match. Let us have fun, you fucking goofs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this guy's going to be good. He might be fucking terrible. I'm sure in the ring, he's not going to be good. But with a guy like this, it's not about that. It's about his size. It's about how fucking massive he is. You know what I mean? That's what's going to sell. That's what's going to sell. It's not about fucking moves from midgets that sell. You need shit like this. You know what I mean? Let me tell you what they need, Jerry. They need Daniel Bryan as a WWE champion at WrestleMania, Jerry. It's time,
God.
Jerry.
Oh, God.
It's time, Jerry. Like Batista said, Jerry, give me what I want. Give me what I want. There is room for midgets. The problem is there's too many of them. I agree. We need the king of midgets back on top, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, God.
That's my opinion, Jer. That's my opinion. I understand that's not the cool thing to say there, Jer. That's not the opinion that I'm supposed to copy, Jerry, but you know what? I voice my own opinion, Jerry.
Yes, that's the thing about the wrestling juggernaut. It's all opinion.
The wrestling Jesus loves Daniel Bryan. Jerry doesn't love him. Jerry wants Edge. Do you want Edge or Roman to win, Jerry?
I want me to win, WJ.
It's not like I'd be mad if fucking Roman retains. Obviously, Roman, it's good for business if he wins. If Edge wins, Edge, the returning fucking guy that's been gone, he gets his comeback, he wins the belt or whatever. But like, I'm a Daniel Bryan guy, Jerry. You know what I mean?
I mean, everybody.
I want my man to win. I want my man to win.
Well, personally, I'd have Jeff Hardy win the world championship there, dude.
It could happen.
Oh no, I think it's past. I think
it could happen, but like,
what was he? Was he on SmackDown? Is he?
Jeff Hardy appeared in there was a news article. Jeff Hardy said something. I don't remember what he said there. Something about WWE not doing something correctly, or AEW's doing something correctly. I don't fucking know what he said there.
Oh, I see it now. He says, Jeff Hardy says AEW is more open-minded than WWE, claiming Vince McMahon's company are stuck in their ways. Oh, Jeff.
That's the kind of shit that'll keep him away from becoming WWE champ again, Jared. That's the problem with him. He always fucks up. It's not that he always he fucks up a lot with the dope and the drinking there. But why would he go and say something like that? Like,
It was 2
you
weeks
know,
ago as well.
he has a job on television. Why is he fucking putting down his own company? Is he marking out too there? Is Jeff Hardy a fucking 30-year veteran fucking marking out for AEW like a little girl too there? He wants creative freedom and the indies too. Is that it or whatever? But saying shit like this isn't going to help him out, right?
I mean, he's 43. Like, you know, he needs to think of a career in WWE, maybe training guys or whatever. You know, like he's 43 now. He needs to consider himself, you know, like that's the thing with Jeff Hardy is that with Jeff, if he goes to AEW, he's gonna fucking die. Like what they did with fucking Matt. You know, like what's Matt Hardy doing now in AEW? I can barely fucking remember. Like he's not doing much. Like, and even Ruby Sky was complaining about it. And I think Jeff Hardy, you know, may have seen because he re-signed with WWE, didn't he? He re-signed with WWE, but the reason why he re-signed is because he's seen Matt Hardy doing that weird shit, you know, with cracking off the head and everything off the ground. So. But like Jeff needs to fucking. I think also like he's probably pissed because of that Royal Rumble thing, because he was the first one eliminated, and I have to agree. I don't know what they were thinking eliminating him right away, but yeah, I think that WWE need to throw Jeff Hardy a wee bone there, in case he goes to AEW or something, like, you know, do something with him, like anything, like, because he had a great matches with Sheamus, if you remember, WJ, like. He had really good matches with Sheamus, good solid rivalry. I think he had a rivalry with Randy Orton, which is pretty solid. You know, which is
Randy Orton's been on fucking fire recently there, but I'm afraid of like if he fights the Fiend, they always do this thing that when people face the Fiend, they change gimmicks or whatever there. So are they gonna fucking turn Randy into some kind of weirdo now? Because he's been doing good. The stuff with Edge, the stuff with McIntyre. So because he's gonna have a match with the Fiend, is he gonna come out dressed like an ostrich on Raw after their match there? I hope they don't fucking do something like that there, because Randy's he's been doing the best fucking work of his career, man. I hope they don't turn him into some kind of fucking goofy, shitty thing there. Fuck.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, somebody please make a meme out of that, by the way, Orton the Ostrich. You can put it on our group chat there if you want there.
Like, I hope they don't do that to him. Fuck.
No, 100%. I know, absolutely agree. So I was gonna say, WJ. So I'm still planning. We're gonna hopefully get things geared up for WrestleMania weekend, aren't we, WJ? Like, we're gonna be covering everything. I just need confirmation on a few things if I can do the full weekend, but it looks quite promising. And what I think is gonna happen is I'll be covering the nights of NXT. So I'll be covering NXT. You know, I'll be covering probably the first night if it's on a Saturday. I'll get some red wine.
NXT, it's Wednesday and Thursday, the 7th and the 8th. Then there's SmackDown on Friday, and then it's night 1, night 2 of WrestleMania.
When's the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
This is 2 nights of Hall of Fame apparently as well, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I know they're doing the Hall of Fame. I have no clue when it's taking place there.
They put William Shatner in the Hall of Fame, WJ. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Probably want to get him in before he dies, look.
I have some days off around Mania. My tradition at work, Jerry. Take a week off around WrestleMania season, Jerry. So we got Easter coming up, so I'm pretty much off going from Good Friday until like I have the day off after WrestleMania, so I'm going to be doing a lot of vids during this time, you know what I mean? So fucking, I'm going to be uploading a lot of stuff there. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch NXT. If you watch him and review him afterwards, we'll see. I might watch him anyway, and guys, I don't think we can go live at night, you and I there, but we can always do our own review or something. I don't know. Milk this wrestling talk like a big fat cow, Jerry. But
get the teat out. That's what I say, WJ. Get that teat out and milk it.
We're pretty much gonna fucking review all the shit from Mania there. I know I spent a lot of time when we opened this page. We're almost 3 months into this page and it hasn't been shut down, Jerry. A lot of people thought we were going to shut this shit down. I can't blame them for thinking that there. But it's we're almost 3 months in around Mania. The day after Mania, the page is going to be open for 3 months there. I know I spent most of this 3 months not doing much there, but it's a new day, ladies and gentlemen, and the Wrestling Jesus is going to be uploading more wrestling vids, and Jerry's going to upload vids. We're going to be going live there, so lots of wrestling content coming in the next couple of weeks or whatever. And it's not just going to fucking stop at Mania, Jerry. We're not going to do Mania and then stop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be coming like a train, like Braun Strowman, Jerry. It's a new era, Jerry. We're back there. We're back. There he is, Braun the Tank Engine Choo-Choo in the comments, Jerry, there. We're going to be choo-chooing like Strowman, Jerry. I saw the Atomic Pigeon earlier there in some of the comments or whatever. Seth Rollins and all this, Jerry, you know. Who do we got? We got King Sagar 94 in the chat. Let's give a couple shout outs there. We got Big Lays, Baron Von Noob. We got Player One in the house there. Who wants a fucking shout out for their fucking shitty trolling channels there? Anti-Seth Rollins the Fifth, Jerry, my lord, Jerry. My lord, the demon is back in the fucking comments, Jerry. Seth Rollins. What are we going to do there? We got King Smark in the chat. We got Tox, who says, pro tip, wrestling is dead, pretty much. Green Cat 9, what's good, my guys? Not bad. What's good with you, Jerry? We got Jeremiah Jared. What's up, WJ? We got Eddie Beveridge, Jerry. That's a name.
Eddie Beveridge.
Eddie Beveridge, Jerry. Has a ring to it, Jerry. Spinnernet there. This man knows his shit, Jerry. Spinnernet.
That was before my era there, WJ. If you're part of the YWC historian there.
Player One, I want to shout out. I got a mic last week. I want to start reviewing shit. Fuck it, I'll suffer under horrible companies. You don't cover them all there. Electrifying 316, Diarrhea Juice. SL234, they're telling you on TV, Braun's stupid. Then they add that childish music to his act. King Zagar, fuck Logan Paul. Damon Gazetta, make me famous there. We got Robbie Battle in the house, folks. Subscribe to Robbie Battle there. J-Rod 316. Oh, righty. Diabolical. I miss Spinnernet. WJ, you ever going to do a sequel to the Wrestling Jesus movie? possibly one day if I ever start editing videos again there. But,
Remember, I gave you the idea for that too. We were like laughing off her about it.
so you wrote something that you were going to do a General Jerry movie, and I pretty much stole your idea, Jerry, and I did it there. I think you were joking, but I got the idea from that, yeah. Talks, I like you guys. Rise above, brothers. Find it. Over the top rope. What's up? Spectral MK. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Now that's an account I can get behind, Jerry, with Mortal Kombat shit on it, Jerry. Eddie Beveridge, lost my ass off. King Smark, WJ Review Impact like the good old days. I might bring it back there. I did it one time. I might bring it back on a weekly basis. I just got to get back in the groove or whatever. King Smart, bring back Saturday Morning Slam. Afiz Hussein, WWE and AEW are WJ and Jerry's bitches there. Big Lays, yes, sequel. I'm not making a promise about a sequel for that. That's a lot of fucking editing there, but Player One, wait, I got one. Andrade did a shoot this week in Spanish, and he said the reason they didn't want to do Drew versus Adam Cole was because they realized Adam looked like a midget next to Drew. And also, he was saying WWE #1 company. Thank you. You gave me $3 million a year. Maybe that wasn't like pesos or something. People were saying. I doubt he really got $3 million. Obviously, there. You know what I mean? But people were hating on WWE because of Andrade. Oh, WWE are evil, blah, blah, blah. But himself was saying that's WWE #1 company. So thank you, WWE. You give me big contract. WWE #1 company. Meanwhile, the AEW marks online. I love you, Andrade. It's a shame how they treated you, bro. I love you. And Andrade, WWE, the best #1. It's like, okay, there's and we had It's the Costanza. WJ Food Reviews Our Life. Thank you there, It's the Costanza. And these food reviews are taking place on my side channel, Jerry. Cedric in the Zone there.
You should definitely review the new Mortal Kombat movie.
I'm going to be watching that, and I could review it, yes. Even if it's a shit movie, I'll probably enjoy it because I love Mortal Kombat there. Mikey Puff, some of them tots there. And we're going to leave it at that, Jerry. We got the Atomic Pigeon. There you go. Get your shit in there.
There's a legend himself, the Atomic Pigeon there.
The Atomic Pigeon. It's too bad the Atomic Pigeon turns against me when he feels the need to, Jerry, I guess. The pigeon, he's going to express himself as he sees fit there, Jerry. But
he's unhinged. That's what it is. That's what makes him a unique character there, WJ.
The Atomic Pigeon should be on my side, Jerry, because without me hyping him up there, this pigeon ain't shit, Jerry. He ain't shit without me hyping him up, Jerry. Without me, he'd just be a dumbass bird standing in the fucking parking lot, Jerry, eating crumbs on the floor there. Without me, that's where this pigeon would be. And the fucking bitches eating crumbs, Jerry. But I took this fucking pigeon and made him a man, Jerry. What else is he writing down below there? Is he talking shit to me? It's hard to tell, Jerry.
We need a pigeon translator to see if he's swearing at you in pigeon, like.
Sometimes this pigeon me, sometimes he bashes me, sometimes he's on my side. It's hard to tell, Jerry. But I personally like the pigeon, Jerry Darrell.
As long as you're not a seagull, that's the main thing. Look.
Sometimes he puts 500 subs or 500 dislikes on my vids, Jerry, when he sees fit there, but I let people express themselves, Jerry. You gotta let them express themselves, Jerry. Is that his side of the story, Jerry? Is that what the atomic pigeon is writing as his side of the story, Jerry? Because every story has two sides to it, Jerry. Am I the bad guy? Is he the bad guy for putting 500 dislikes on my vids, Jerry? I don't know. Every coin has two sides to it, Jerry.
Maybe the pigeon was attacked when he was a child. WJ, and he holds a grudge. You never know.
Like he wrote something else, Jerry. What's he writing? You want to try to translate this? He has a question mark at the end, Jerry. It's it's hard to tell where he's going with it, Jerry, but he's got good grammar, Jerry. He's got the capital letter there. There we go. We're going to end it like that, Jerry. There we go. King Smark, Atomic Pigeon, better than WWE there. That's because I'm putting this pigeon over, Jerry. Now he's getting over with the other guys in the chat. Thanks to me, Jerry. It's thanks to me this fucking pigeon even exists, Jerry, for God's sake.
You're giving back to the community, WJ. That's what it's all about. Look.
It's too bad he has to shit on me with his bird shits, with his fucking dislikes there, but it is what it is, Jerry. Sometimes I think he was sent to me by the trolling gods, Jerry. The trolling gods, they want to fuck. He keeps pecking the dislike button. The trolling gods sent this fucking freak of nature to try to keep me in line, Jerry. When I go too far off the deep ends, the fucking pigeon comes at me with dislikes or whatever there, Jerry. It is what it is, Jerry. Mikey Puff, I'll give the pigeon the 1, 2, 3, Jerry. Diabolical. Let the pigeons loose there. Anti-Seth Rollins, I hate the pigeon. Atomic Pigeon, AEW for sure, though. Yes, I'll give it that there. The pigeon better than AEW there. J-Rod 316, watching 2 girls, 1 cup is better than WWE. Well, more entertaining, Jerry.
Oh, God. I actually have a video up of me reacting to that and I near vomited. Like.
It's, Jesus. It's more entertaining, I guess. Maybe not on the long-term basis. Central. I hate the pigeon. Jeez. You know, if only we could harness this pigeon and Seth Rollins stuff and these fucking Michael Polston accounts. If only we could harness them and make them attack the AEW fans, Jerry, instead of attacking me, for example, Jerry. But hey, we let people do what they want here. Don't ignore the pigeon and you'll have the best day of your life tomorrow, says Rice Humphreys there. Mikey Puff, Rollins, pigeon on the pole match. Stop deleting your channels, dude. Yes, that is a promise there. Even the goofy side account, I'm going to keep it open. Even the shit side account, Jerry. If it doesn't work, I can just do a whole lot of food reviews or whatever there. Shitty throwaway food reviews with some live shows there. Reese Humphreys, long-term storytelling, Jerry. Yes. 10 reasons why the pigeon sucks. 10s, its fan sucks. I'd probably get like 300 dislikes if I do that, Jerry.
Oh, he's on a roll here again, WJ.
On a roll, Jerry. And you look at his hat, too. The pigeon's little hat there, Jerry.
This is the greatest account ever. Like,
Speaking of good accounts, CM Puke 101. 10 reasons why Ryback is cute. There, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for CM Puke for years there. Using the same material for years, and it still works, Jerry. I mean,
it still works indeed.
People were saying that I was stale there, but CM Puke there, he manages not to become stale, Jerry. Manages not to become stale, Jerry. But so we've said everything that needs to be said, Jerry. I mean, Quan Rogers, CM Puke 101 equals legend. Yes. Smart killed wrestling. Riddle is a goof. With the face of the guy there. Still real to me there. But that's it. I like the name Quan Rogers. It has a ring to it too, Jerry. Quan Rogers.
Pigeon's got some competition now.
I don't know, Jerry. The Pigeon is he's tough, Jerry. I'm telling you, Jerry.
Everyone is saying, you know, you've got Zubair for the Smart Busters, and we've got the Pigeon. That's what it is.
Well, the difference with Zubair, he's totally what's the word I'm looking for? He's the Smart Busters is bitch completely on all levels. Very.
Did you see him swanton bombing into that fucking ironing board? What the fuck was that?
Yes, he's willing to put his own life at risk for the Smart Busters. What's the word I'm looking for? He's very whipped kind of deal by the Smart Busters. The Pigeon, Jerry, has his own. He's not whipped, Jerry. If
there's a new pigeon, a Titanic Pigeon, WJ.
There's a crew of them, Jerry. Crew 666, Jerry. I mean. But the Atomic Pigeon is the main guy, Jerry. Yeah.
The Atomic Pigeon.
So, in that sense, he's not like Zubair. He's not as domesticated as Zubair is, let's say there.
And unlike Zubair, the pigeon can actually fly, like so.
And most of my subs are like that too, Jerry. If I come on here and I make a video that don't make sense, they're not going to just bow down and agree with me, which is what I enjoy. They got their own opinions. Or they don't bow down to my opinion or whatever. You know what I mean? Let's give Zubair, you might be a pussy whipped fucking spineless little goof, Zubair there, but I love you there. Because we both like Coca-Cola, Zubair. I know you think you're the Coca-Cola guy or whatever there, but I've been drinking Coca-Cola my whole life, Zubair. And this Coca-Cola has been sitting on my table for about at least 12 hours, Jerry. You know what I mean?
Look at that work rate right there. Look at that work rate.
That's Coca-Cola love, Jerry. That's Coca-Cola love right there. 300 Swanton bombs, 0 dimes drawn. Well, they do draw some dimes, but it's the Smart Busters who make all the money on over. Zubair donates his money, actually. And I'm not player hating on them for making money there. Everybody makes money nowadays there. Except me, Jerry. Is that because I'm quirky or whatever? Probably there, but we don't do it for the cash. Well, I don't know why we do it anymore, Jerry, but we're having fun there. We're having fun.
I show up at a thigh in the streets, double jack gets me the money. Like,
Yes. Once we set up our YWC exhibition boxing matches, we're gonna start making money, Jerry. Once Will's World Entertainment challenges you to a shoot fight, we're gonna be in the money, Jerry. I mean, we're gonna be in the money. Brittany Rose, yes, he takes steroids. Is she talking about Zubair? Because he has fucking gained weight for sure.
they're not really steroids; they're just edibles. But he likes to think everyone thinks he takes steroids. He's just taking gummy bears, to be honest.
Is he taking fucking Flintstone vitamins or what?
Probably, like.
Well, we've said everything that needs to be said, Jerry. I need to go eat some supper there. I'm fucking starving, Jerry.
Yep.
You know what? My diet that I talked about, it's going to start officially. It's not tonight, Jerry, because I'm going to go eat some. I'm in the mood for going out to get myself some Harveys there, Jerry. And April Fools. April 1st is April Fools. The Friday after that is my cheat day on April 2nd, Jerry. But so April toyed, the diet's going to start, Jerry. But tonight I'm going to go and eat something big, Jerry, because I'm fucking hungry there. But
I'm actually on a diet myself, and I'm looking forward to cheat day, don't it, Jay?
Zubair got ripped. I like Zubair. He's a good kid there. Is he mildly retarded? No, he's not mildly retarded. Yeah.
He's Philly. No, I'm only joking. He's not.
Yeah. I like young Zubair, whatever. Does he do dumb decisions with his life? Well, not with his life, but on YouTube. Yes, he does there. But he's getting better, Jerry. He's getting a bit more viewership there.
Yeah, it's good to see old Zoobster getting some viewership there. It's good to see. Like,
I just hope he doesn't like straight up break his neck when he does these jumps and stuff there. But
I'm not gonna lie, like the last one,
if he slips and breaks through the window, he could seriously hurt himself there. But
yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like,
some people are just born to do stupid shit, Jerry. And maybe Zubair's one of these guys. Maybe that's his destiny, Jerry. He fucking breaks through the window and lands outside and gets run over by a bus, and he survives and he becomes the miracle boy there.
Yeah, we've seen his swanton bombs, Brittany. They're a bit mad, like.
I just hope he doesn't fucking fall through the window and fucking gets fucking glass through his fucking body there, but it's not my place. I'm not his father there, Jerry. But Zubair injures himself for this business pretty much there. Space Ghost Benoit, miracle on India Street there. Yes, Zubair, more power to him if he wants to jump, like, and fucking go through a table. If he's gonna do a swanton through a table, then fucking put not a real table, but like
put a real one in there. Don't joking.
Go through like a fucking piece of wood. Like if he's gonna do shit like this, go all out and do it good. Fuck, but Zubair is Special Olympics champ. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, Brittany.
The curry on the walls. But that's all I have to say for today there. I'm fucking starving there. So big shout out to Zubair. Big shout out to Brittany and everybody there. Braun the Tank Engine there. One last shout out to the Atomic Pigeon there. Zubair wants to pile drive a real woman instead of Kenny Omega's blow-up dolls. Yes, at least Zubair's wants to get laid with a girl there. That's a big plus. A big plus.
Oh my god.
Well, all right, I've said everything that has to be said there, Jer. Shall we take her home, Jer?
We shall indeed. Double J on a sign us out.
Until next time, I'm not Indian, dude.